Hey, TikTok, if you want to see the adventures of a 55-year-old woman in the dating world, and I'm getting a brand new kitten later today to play with the kitty I already have, follow me. Just hit that follow button because it's going to be very entertaining.
Last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who are old and gross, and I don't want to do that.
Dating as a woman in your 50s is not for the meek. Today, I went on a date with a man, age 54, who informed me 5 minutes into the date that he really wished that brothels were still legal, that it would be much easier to just go there than to have to go through all this trouble of having to be nice to a woman and take her on a date and pay for her dinner and buy her a bunch of crap and then get nothing in return. Big surprise, you're still single, bub.
Sex with a 50-year-old woman is much like sex with a 21-year-old, except it's less likely to turn into child support payments.
Do you know what I'm really tired of? Men fucking with me. I separated from an 18-year marriage in my early 40s. I'm 50 now. And the few men that I've dated, they were so undecisive. And the games they fucking play, seriously, man, you're in your late 40s, almost 50, don't fuck around. Like, seriously, don't play games. It's getting so fucking annoying. I'm so tired of this shit. I would have expected it to be easier as I got older. Men, stop fucking around with women, okay? Be honest, because you know what? TikTok, you're getting fucking older too, you know?
I genuinely feel bad. I'm serious. This is coming from the heart, guys. For the dudes out there who are dating women in their 50s and 60s, it's like dumpster diving. You're sifting through trash. The vast majority of the stuff is just worn out, used up. I mean, dating and courting is for women who are in their 20s, their best years for the most part, pushing it maybe 30s, but that's still a stretch. We all know the wall comes for them all once a woman hits 30. So the older she gets, each passing year, she's gonna get more bitter, more angry, more jaded, because in her mind, she's like, man, I gotta compete with all these younger girls. Her fertility is gone and shot. She probably has kids by her ex-husband or a baby daddy. See, if a woman is single, guys, there's a big reason why she's single. Most likely she left her husband, like the last woman said. And now she's out there on the dating market and she's getting a dose of reality. And she's realizing, man, this is not the best thing for me. I probably should have kept my family. I should have stayed with my ex. And when they branch out like that, because let's be honest, most women think that the grass is always greener. They think they can do better because they get a lot of matches on dating apps. Then they realize, man, all these young dudes, they just want to smash. So yeah, older women have a lot of different options. They have a lot of different dudes that want to hook up with them. But then they start to realize, man, dudes don't want to take me serious. They don't want to date me. They don't want to court me. Just like the woman was talking about, oh, the guy took me on a date and everything. And he's basically expressing, what am I going to get out of this? I don't blame the dude. I don't blame the guy that said, you know, I wish brothels was still open. Why am I paying for all this stuff and spending money on you? What am I going to get at the end? And men want to know, what am I going to get? It's sad that you have to pay for all these different things for a woman, and especially at that age, and you're getting something that's worn and used out. You're dealing with a woman who has a lot of trauma, has a lot of baggage, because there's a reason these women are single. Most men don't want them, number one. Number two, they probably left their ex-husband or some guy that they were in a long-term relationship they could have fixed, right? And number three, they overestimate their market value. And women get on these apps, they listen to their friends, they listen to these daytime talk shows, all these tabloids and magazines and all these different sources of women saying, oh, 50 is the new 30, right? And they get back out there And they start to see, nah, it's some savages out here. It's some dudes who are strictly trying to hook up. Let's be honest, no man really wants to court or date a woman. You know, listen, I'm not doing that. We want to get straight to the sex. We want to hook up, hang out, have a good time, and we're trying to spend as less money as we possibly can. So all these women out here who are complaining in their 40s, 50s, 60s, talking about dudes this, dudes that, why do they play games? Because they know the game. And women want to manipulate. They want to get the same benefits, basically, that a 20-year-old is getting, and they're in their 50s. That would never work, because guys have been there, done that. They're not trying to really invest in a woman, because heck, let's be honest, a 50-year-old woman, she got about 25 to maybe 30 years to live. You know, knock on wood. She's probably getting ready to croak soon, or maybe she has diabetes, maybe she has, you know, she's defected, right? There's something wrong with her, you know, genetically, and she has some sort of, you know, disability. Something is going on, and they're getting out there on the dating market talking about, okay, you got to chase me, you got to court me, you got to wine and dine me. Man, that dating stuff is for individuals, men and women who are younger. And if you ain't found a man, it's over with pretty much. You're not going to find a guy who's going to want to settle down and be with you and give you that fairy tale lifestyle. Heck, their lifestyle is pretty much about to be over with. They are going to be on life alert. In the 50s, men who are in their 50s, the guys I talk to, they're like, man, I'm working on my business. I'm traveling. These guys going to Thailand. They're going to the Philippines. They've got their money together. They've built their business. They got a lot of different streams of income. Now they're trying to go to different countries and sleep with and hook up and even marry younger women. And that's what most older women are mad at, because they know their time has ran out. They have used and abused younger men when they were in that, you know, prime years. This is why I don't feel bad, guys. I don't have any remorse for a woman who's crying out that's past her prime. Why? Because she has a plethora of options. Tons of guys who would have done any and everything for them. Now that they're at the end of the road, right? They're at a dead end. They want to try to recapture that glory. Kind of like an athlete that was great in high school, and now he's 32, 35, 40, and he's reminiscing and thinking, man, hey, man, I remember I used to hurdle this dude. I used to do this. I used to dunk. I used to do all these different things. I went to state. I won all these different trophies. And you're like, yeah, okay, but that's over with. This is the mindset of most older women, 40s, 50s, 60s. I've seen a video of a woman in her 70s talking about she's trying to date. It's sick, because the skin is just, it's literally ripping off. The meat is tearing, guys. I mean, one little touch, she's going to bruise, right? She has to take, you know, different type of medication. Who wants to date in their 50s? What man wants to do that? Women love doing it because they think that, yeah, I still have the options like I did in my 20s, but they get a dose of reality and they out there on the pavement in the field. They're like, man, this is horrible. Yeah, it's horrible, because guys are not trying to put in all that effort and time and energy and work into a woman who's past her prime, even a woman who's in her 30s, right? This is why you see so many videos of women complaining that I'm 30. Why do guys still play games? Well, you've played games with guys who are in their 20s and when you had your best years going on. So all these women are talking about game playing. You think they never play games with guys? You think they never jerked dudes around and manipulated them and strung them along? Of course they have. Now they're getting a dose of their own medicine. Now they're seeing it for what it is. Like, man, this is how it feels to not be wanted. This is how it feels to not have guys check me out and holler at me and shoot their shot. So they get on those silly dating apps and they get that fake attention, but they just get attention from dudes who just want to smash. Guys aren't out here really trying to invest like that, because sex is really easy, right? So a lot of women, they divorce their husband, they break their family up, they listen to all these different TV shows and say, well, leave him, there's always something better, it's time for a new start, all this silly stuff. And they start to realize, man, this is not true, right? Experience is the best teacher, and it always humbles everybody, especially a woman who's in her 50s.
I won't speak, don't contact, and I will not. trust can't pick me up.